Also, Meg Thee Stallion needs to change her name because a stallion is a male horse, but I'm not going to get into that.
That is true. I never thought about that.
I guess a stallion has the fattest ass. I don't know.
They got a lot of rumors about Meg Thee Stallion being a man anyway.
That's fucked up. That's just because she's tall.
I think
basically.
Well, she's not just tall. She's a brick house. Let's get it straight.
Like that's a big, sexy woman.
She is big, sexy solid. Woman. Yeah. She is solid.
I can appreciate a big, sexy woman. I'm a small, sexy man. You understand?
Absolutely. I dated a woman that was 6'1", solid. Not only dated, but fucked. Like, it was good.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like, so let me ask you a question. Let's talk about that.
Don't talk.
I will say some of my best sexual experiences have been with women close to my height.
Okay.
You like 6'1"? How tall are you?
6'1".
Yeah. So tall women. Well, I don't mess with them too often. I'm only 5'9", but I'm not scared of them though.
Did you ever have any issue with dating a woman taller than you? Like any kind of you know how that shit goes.
I would say initially, in my 20s, I definitely struggled with dating women that were taller than me. I definitely stayed away.
Why you always gotta wear those heels?
But you know what's crazy is a lot of women that are tall are self-conscious about their height.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and they're always trying to shrink themselves, even if they were talking to shorter men. I'm like,
because the standard of beauty is more a shorter woman.
Not even so much just shorter. It's just like I think for women who are 6 feet, I think we kind of take fact that I don't know what the average height is, but it's not like
for women it's 5'5". For women
I don't think
I think it's 5'7". Last I checked, it was 5'7".
No, it can't be because
I think 25'8".
All right, so I'm above female average height now. I'll take it.
But see, that's the thing. I think tall women have been conditioned to think that they gotta find someone taller. That's just what we've been taught. For sure. Men should be taller than women. That's so when you're 6, no, I'm saying I think
I don't think it's conditioning. Yeah, I think it's primal. I think women just gravitate towards somebody bigger than them because
that is true.
Security. For sure, I agree with that.
But I think when you get these 6 feet plus women, we forget that the average height for men is not 6 foot. So they kind of start shrinking themselves down because especially when you're in high school. Unless you're in high school with the D1 prospect, you're probably gonna be taller than 90% of the dudes there. So you don't have a lot of women don't really have the confidence at that age, so they kind of start shrinking down.
You know where tall women got fucked? Basketball. If basketball wasn't this famous thing where you could just be tall and then because you're tall you can go in that and be something special.
Yeah.
It'd just be a bunch of average ass tall dudes running around. You know what I'm saying? And then these tall women would have somebody to love on.
Yeah, because when you see
right. But these women gotta find basketball players and they ain't no access to that. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be there on All-Star Weekend.
Super Bowl weekend. Just because a man taller than you don't mean he gonna love you better.
No.
As a matter of fact, I would argue that taller men won't love you better.
Probably not.
Speaking for the taller men, I would say that's fucking false.
I have a theory.
Like you said, you 6'1". We gotta find somebody 6'11" to really start talking.
I have a theory. I feel like tall men have access to more women. I think that's just naturally so.
Absolutely.
So the proportion to a tall man having access to more women, I think that is a more liable that taller. The taller you are, the more of a fuckboy you are.
Have you seen my video I did on that?
That's bullshit. That's
bullshit. We gotta ask the resident tall man. What's up, man?
Y'all know I seen my video I did. I said all tall men are cheaters.
I think so.
I jokingly said that.
And I duly commented on that was bullshit at the time.
So let's get into it, Justin. How many times have you cheated, sir?
How many times have I cheated?
Yeah.
We're not talking about me right now.
He's like, listen, let's not judge. Can we just not judge people today?
No, but honestly, I will say this. In the serious relationships that I've been in, I've never cheated in those relationships.
Right.
Now, if it's
if it's for play, then I'm a play.
Exactly. But but if it's serious, we made that agreement that you're my girl, I'm your.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying
I haven't
done that.
So you remind me of my father because he's also a tall.
Sit down.
He's
son.
a tall. Please don't son me on my own podcast. Listen, okay, so he is also a tall man, and the way my father navigates the world, I as a short person can't even comprehend. He just doesn't. He doesn't really have a sense of what women when women have expectations of you outside of a relationship, just dating or whatever. He's like, unless we've said out loud or we've declared that this is a relationship, I'm doing whatever I'm doing and you doing what you doing. Mm-hmm. But Women don't function like that. Women start making assumptions almost after the first date. They start claiming you
changed,
way
though.
too early.
I think that's changed.
I think it's changed.
Has it changed?
Trust me, you've been in a relationship for the last 2 years.
I think
bro.
women have gotten
I am
better.
in the game, and let me tell you.
I think women have gotten better at disguising it, but I still think they're very emotional and very attached.
I think that has changed, but once you're with a woman and you hit it right, then she starts a relationship.
That's
with her
what I'm
mind.
saying.
Yeah.
So if they don't,
I agree with that.
I feel like
That's my perspective.
she starts to claim you in,
he said he
in
did it
ways
right.
that she doesn't like. She doesn't do it on purpose.
He hit it right all the time. That's what he's saying.
Like he's like, I've been in a lot of relationships I didn't know I was in.
That's why y'all calling me a fuckboy.
From women's perspective, well, I mean, I can't speak for women, but I think women throw that word around a lot. Like they're quick to automatically call somebody a fuckboy just because that person didn't fulfill the expectations that they shouldn't have had.
They call men a fuckboy if you don't pump their gas.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just
It's the equivalent of like how men call women whores. Like, oh, she's such a whore.
I
Like,
agree.
I guess,
So like they had to find a word. So fuckboy was the word they went with.
I gotta
and, like,
have-
dudes got mad enough. Like, yeah, that's the one. They don't like being called that. So
And
it's-
fuckboy is a term created by men, by the way. It
for
wasn't
sure.
created by women.
And I'd love to get into it. One of these days, I'm gonna have to.
Whenever you do something that they don't like, then you're a
Right.
fuckboy.
I'm gonna have I think a definitive conversation with women about what a fuckboy is, and I think that'd be a fun conversation.
I feel like that's the one you gotta have to just like you and 3 women. Like you can't.
Yeah.
You gotta be by yourself.
I want to be there.
Yeah. Well, I think so, but I think you're right that men created fuckboy because the first person I heard say fuckboy was T.I. and he didn't mean it the way women mean it. You know what I'm saying? He was just saying you a fuck nigga, like you.
Yeah. He
You're
just
not
not you
on my
bitch-ass
level.
nigga.
That's what. It's not that deep. But women have made it like a term of
Hatred.
Yeah, a term of hatred for
Yeah.
men that they don't like or men
That they've slept
Let's
with.
come
that
back
they
to that.
feel will
Let's come back to
consistently
T.I.
come
too. That whole thing going with T.I.
Yeah.
Not right now.
So is Future a fuckboy?
For sure.
He's the poster child. He's the poster child for fuckboyism.
100%.
Yeah.
That's non-negotiable.